Hello, it's Friday once again, day 4 at the Horror of High Ridge household. A really, really rubbish Big Brother reference there. Anyway, so it's Friday. Sorry, my hair's like. I just went for a run and there was a wind coming from a northeasterly direction. I could have been a meteorologist. Okay, right, so we're doing the Horror of High Ridge every Friday. If you're not aware, we do a Choose Your Own Adventure book. So we've been working through the Horror of High Ridge, kindly provided by Long Boys Post 1975. And where are we so far? Well, we've got our good selves. We've got the adventurer, Mike Cusack, as always, just adventuring. And he is being ably assisted by his assistants, Lisa, who has the voice of a Victorian lady, and Ricardo, who has the voice of Ricky Ricardo from the I Love Lucy show. And we're in the Horror of High Ridge. The reason we're there is we're trying to find our uncle's buried fortune. But while we're there, we found out about this curse where these ghosts rise up every now and then and just start wiping people out, killing people. And we've got caught up in all of this because we met Chief Walking Eagle, and he said to us, look, he was a ghost, by the way, I should stress that. He said to us, you need to go and find this buried Native American stuff. I don't know. I really don't know, because we lost our way last time because the book doesn't make sense, right? And I've read over it, and I thought that the problem was that I had maybe taken a wrong turn. I went to the wrong page, missed something out. Nope, I haven't. Anyway, the whole idea is that there was once a massacre here, Native Americans were disrespected and all that in their own hood, and we got to sort of somehow come to amends with the ghosts and bring like a buried ritualistic piece of treasure and parade it through the town, and then the ghosts will not kill anybody. That's the gist of it. So we went to a library and we found a tomahawk, a Native American axe. If you don't know, I used to love playing Cowboys and Indians. You're not allowed to do that anymore because it's politically incorrect. It's a real shame. So we came to a decision, which was Ricardo had dug up some sort of pipe thing, right? And he disappeared. And Lisa said, he's coming back. But we have to see this is how much it doesn't make sense. We have to stop this curse from happening before daybreak, and the sun's rising and Ricardo's off. Do we go and help him or wait for him, or do we use the tomahawk in some fashion? I don't know. But you voted. I know none of this makes sense. I know none of it makes sense. I'm sorry. It's Long Boy Post's fault. Right. So the decision was use the tomahawk to do something or wait for Ricardo. And it was close. 4 of you voted let's use the tomahawk, and 3 of you voted let's help out Ricardo. So we decided to use the tomahawk. Alright, we'll turn to 97. I think Ricardo's using this pipe thing to round the ghosts up. I don't know. I can't wait here, you shout. Come on! And you take off with Lisa away from the direction Ricardo went. You don't get more than 3 blocks before you run into a panting Ricardo, finally. They're right here, behind me. What do we do now? It must have all the ghosts chasing them because of this pipe thing. You're going to have to watch this video a million times before you figure out what's actually going on. There they are. It looks like hundreds of them. They're running towards you, shouting. Above them, you see a curious red glow. Watch! You shout to Ricardo. And you don't want to do this. Watch! You shout to Ricardo and Lisa. You raise the tomahawk high. At the sight of it, the ghosts stop running. They fall silent. In clockwise circles above your head, you swing the tomahawk twice. That was more than twice. Look, Lisa says in an odd voice. The ghosts are disappearing. Surely Surely we're not at the end. She's right. They are gradually fading away. Remembering the instruction, because there was like an engraving thing, wasn't there? Like, as the horror goes, you swing the tomahawk 3 more times. The ghosts disappear completely back to the sacred site. No, sorry. Let me do that again. Back to the sacred site! Quick, you say, and start running. When you get there, you find the chief, arms raised to the sky, chanting. Hey, how are you? Hey, I'm really sorry about that joke. I know I keep cracking it. It's not very funny, and it's a stereotype. I apologise. As you approach, he commands, give me the tomahawk and the pipe. You and Ricardo obey. The chief smiles. You have done well. He tells you, walk in peace forever and continue to be brave of heart. Then he's gone. It's the end. That's the end. That's the end. I think what we've done here, right, is we've been so good, right? We have been so good. We have been like the best choose your own adventure players in the history of choose your own adventure. And we found the shortest way to end the book in a positive way, which you know, pat in the back for all of us. That's good. Only took 4 videos to do it. There are 27 endings in this book. We never heard anything about Uncle Rush's fortune and all that stuff. So I'm assuming the idea is that the town of the Horror of High Ridge, there's like loads of different things going on, and each thing will take you down a different path. Obviously, that's what Choose Your Adventure is. So we will return to this. We'll do a live show at some point, and we'll play through this again, and we'll do some different choices. That's what we'll do. So that's the end of the Horror of High Ridge. Thank you very, very much to Long Boys Post 1975 for sending me this. This is going in the collection. I'm trying to collect all the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I know that's really sad, but that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Totally lost me. Like, I felt I was on many a drug. Yeah, didn't understand what was going on half the time, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And yeah, so there must be other endings to this and other adventures to be had in High Ridge. So normally with a Choose Your Own Adventure book, you have like one story and you're trying to follow that, different outcomes with it. But yeah, I get the feeling with the Horror of High Ridge, there's like different stories within it, and depending on what path you go down, which is pretty cool. But I don't really know what to do now. Thanks to everyone for playing. I don't know what to do next Friday. I'm going to have to think of something. Dum 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 dum. There's a good history behind this book. I bought this on eBay, by the way, just the other day. So happy I got it. There's a real history to this book for me. I had it as a kid, and well, should I say, I didn't have this one, but I used to read it from the school library, and I'll tell the story another time. In fact, do you want to know the story right now? The story is that this Indiana Jones book, these ones are called Find Your Fate, right? And this one's called Indiana Jones and the Cup of the Vampire, right? Now, there's some interesting things here. First and foremost, it's 1984, 5 years before Last Crusade, and it's about a cup that gives everlasting life, which is quite interesting. And Find Your Fate is pretty much the same as Choose Your Own Adventure, but there used to be like a reading half hour or whatever when I was in primary school. I must have been about 7 or something like that, and I always remember you go back to the back of the class, you could choose any book. It was a bit random really, because you chose one book, read a bit of it, and then the next time you might not get the same book, so it didn't really make sense. But anyway, it did encourage us to read, which is good. But there were a good few books that I got to read in that class. Now I don't really remember anything about this other than really enjoying it, and the picture, and just it being Indiana Jones. Because at that age, I wanted one of two things: either a Ghostbuster. Closest to that I got was that, Oh, and I did do a parapsychology study for my dissertation, but that's another story. And the other thing I wanted to do was be an archaeologist, until my father told me that that didn't involve running around with a fedora hat on, fighting people and adventuring in the same sort of way with a whip. But anyway, I just remembered this, and I tried to find this book everywhere. I couldn't find it. Nearly lost it there. I couldn't find the book anywhere. And then what happened is I managed to remember something about it recently. I was actually on the phone to my girlfriend and I was talking about this book. I was like, I want to find this book, and she doesn't watch any of my YouTube stuff, doesn't take any to do with it, she doesn't take any to do with this nonsense, any of my geeky stuff. She's just like, you're an idiot. That's why I share it with you. But I was talking about this, Born of Death, with it, and then I remembered I said, it's called Indiana Jones, and it's something like, it's got a cup and a vampire. So I put Indiana Jones cup vampire, found it on eBay, saw the picture, and got it. Only cost me a few pounds, and that's my phone going. Anyway, we'll do that next week. I'm going to answer this phone call, and I will see you all next week for Indiana Jones and the Cup of the Vampire. Have a good weekend.